if you're just coming out of nowhere thinking, I'm going to start an OnlyFans, I'll be honest with you, unless you're confident that you're going to give it your all and that you're not going to be bothered when all your family and stuff find out, because they will, nothing's ever secret. You can be anonymous, faceless. People are going to find you, they are going to find you. So you need to be fully confident with the fact that you might lose all of that. You might risk anything that your future job career's gone. And
partners, friends.
Yeah, and people are going to look at you differently. It's a lot to put on the line without knowing that you're going to
be successful in it.
Be successful. When I did it, it was a lot less of a risk at the time because there weren't that many people doing it. It was kind of like, I can start doing this, and I'm straight away. It was like, wow, oh, she's naked. Obviously, I know people have been doing it longer than me. I'm not saying I was the first ever person on the internet to get her tits out, but. Hi guys, welcome back to Stripped Off. My name's Gia Clarke and this is the first episode of 2024, so thank you so much for tuning in. And today we have a very special guest. I'm going to let him introduce himself. Take it away.
So my name is Sanchez Payne. I'm the owner of the 10K Club, which is a creative agency. I am also a life coach and known as a serial socializer, conversation rationalizer and social commentator.
I love that. That's a big intro.
It's not a bad title, is it?
Yeah, let's start dissecting it then. So what was the first one? Life coach.
Yeah, so life coach is kind of my passion project that I do at the moment, and it's been something that I've done my entire life, really. Okay. I've always been the go-to person in my friend group, whether it be to talk about problems or issues. I'm quite empathetic, and I really do care about people, and it's kind of gone through my whole career and anything that I've done, and it's something where I recognized that all these amazing, brilliant people that I know who seem to be successful, and they don't really have anyone to go to talk about things. And I was like, right, I'm kind of in this industry. I've played professional football. I've been on telly. I've got a blue tick, all the kind of stuff that makes it look like you're living your best life.
Yeah.
And I know I've been through stuff. And I was like, okay, I wonder how many other people in the same realm has felt like this. And it turns out almost everybody.
Yeah.
So, yeah, as part of the creative agency, as well as social media and content, we also do life coaching and support people from one-to-ones to groups to their life, business, how they're feeling, how they're getting on, motivation, putting in business plans, setting goals, and trying to make people the best version of themselves.
Oh, I love that. Oh, that's so good. I feel like I probably need a life coach. So yeah, I'll have to hit you up for some advice.
Discounts.
And you were saying before as well that you deal with a lot of girls who are in the same industry as me, which if you're new here, it is the adult, not so wholesome industry. So how did you get from life coaching, normal people to spicier clients?
So it was really random, actually. So I kind of put out there what I'm doing as far as a life coach. And a lot of people are still kind of mysterious to what it is. People kind of liken it to therapy. And it kind of is, but it's a lot more relaxed. It's a lot more undertone. It's a lot more personable, one-to-one, a lot more friendly, a lot more open without the kind of pressure.
Like a friendship more, kind of.
It's literally that. Imagine having someone who could understand what you've been through, understand what it's like to kind of be put on a pedestal. I'm guessing people in your family know that you might make decent money, or they might think so because of the industry you're in. People might think you're living your best life because you might get free content and free merchandise, and maybe you're traveling, you drive a nice car. People have these misconceptions. Someone like myself who's lived it and also understands that that's not how it is. There's a darker side to it. Imagine having someone like that you can schedule a call or even a WhatsApp or message, and you can have a conversation for 45 minutes where you can just go back and forth.
Yeah, no, I love that because I do this industry. It is a very lonely place. It just the sex industry in general, but more so OnlyFans or online stuff like camming and anything else. Yeah. Because when I was a dancer, I was still not having the best social life. Obviously, working every single night, very much. So, but I was still going to the club, meeting up with people the other dancers in the club. See, obviously customers were in the club. OnlyFans, yeah, I chat to customers on there and chat to people on there, but it's it's not real at the end of the day. It's still through a screen, and you miss that. So, and I know it's some girls as well. I'm quite lucky. I do have a really good friendship group with people to speak to, but I know not everyone does. Without being a dancer, I would have never got my group of friends.
Yeah,
who I would literally know through dancing. So like, I know for someone who, if you maybe just do OnlyFans and you just sat in your house, how are you going to go, like, meet people? Because this job is very time consuming as well. Like, all you're doing is sitting in your house, replying to messages and taking content, and it is like, I love it, but it's all day, every day time consuming. Where are you going to go out and like meet friends, like have someone? Because then when it does go tits up in your life, like you've got no one to turn to. So enter Sanchez Payne.
Enter Sanchez Payne, but also it's hard for a lot of people to relate to it.
Yeah,
because the people in the industry are focused on getting their bag.
Yeah.
And people who maybe your friends from school, high school, or growing up maybe don't understand the same thing that you're going through, so it's very difficult.
Yeah.
So this started quite a long time ago. So I used to work in Ibiza, and I worked
me too.
at Ibiza Rocks. Have you been to Ibiza Rocks?
I've been to Ibiza Rocks. Do you remember the Sin on the West End?
Oh gosh, yeah.
I worked there. That kind of brothely vibey strip club. It was actually just a strip club, but
yeah.
For me anyway, I don't know what the other girls were doing in the rooms.
Fair. Oh, don't. I missed this strip, man. So yeah, I worked there for a year, 2019. One of the best things I've ever done. 2019, 2021.
That was the same year I was there as well. We were neighbours and didn't know.
Oh my god. So I worked in VIP at Ibiza Rocks, and I met so many amazing people. And it's kind of how I started my business, the 10K Club, because I hit 10,000 followers whilst I was out in Ibiza.
Nice.
And then when COVID hit, so I met like a million amazing people, from the VIPs that came, the celebrities, the DJs and everyone, Murky Fest, Stormzy, Idris Elba, Stefflon Don, Maya Jama, everyone came out. So I met them. Then I was dealing with the people in the VIP and met KSI and also people that came over. And I built up this network. And then when COVID happened, I was like, right, what do I love to do? I love to kind of bring people together. And then I hit 10,000 followers and I realized that everyone started treating me different. And I was like, ooh, okay, people are responding. And I'm from the end. I don't really care about social media, but I was like, if I can make this happen for other people, if I can bring people with 10,000 followers together and match them with people who have a business, how lit would that be? So the 10K Club was born. I ended up being on a show in Ibiza called Ibiza Dreams, where they filmed UK people and what it was like to live abroad. Now, the reason I'm telling this story is because it led to the life coaching through 10K Club, because on the show, there was a guy on there, very early days, that just started OnlyFans.
Oh, really? A guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I imagine, so it was rare already, but he was one of the earliest ones. And I witnessed what it was like. The process you just said, we used to go out and get like complimentary food. We used to go and try and set up stuff for us to film. It was like a documentary type real life thing. And he used to not come. He used to miss dates and he used to miss going out for food because he was on this app. And he used to be like, yo, I'm not leaving until I've made 50 quid. I'm not leaving until I've done this. And I kind of respected, the work rate, but I was also like, bro, this is mad, because we'd come back and he's made money. Yeah. And I was like, this is going to blow up. Big shout out to Jake Herbert, and he's progressed so much. And I remember
feel like I recognise that name, so I probably do.
He's a big guy. Yeah. Big guy. But I realised already that this can be so beneficial as far as financial, but mental health, as far as secluding yourself, the loneliness. He was in his room, and I'm not moving until I've done this. Yeah. And like you said, it kind of took me back. So how I got into the adult industry as far as life coaching is I reached out to content creators in general, because I always do market research first to see what's needed. Yeah. And a lot of people that came back was like content creators in the adult side, which is different just to TikToks, different just to clothing, different to gym. Yeah. And I was like, wow, first of all, these people had a stereotype. These people had a stigma around them. And I realized that these people that you've seen the loads of followers, I've probably seen every inch of them, whatever, they're absolutely lovely people. Yeah. And they've got a story, and they've got depth. And I was like, what is it like to not be able to, that's not your forefront, that's not your USP. And I realized that there's so many conversations that was needed that they didn't get to have. Yeah. And I was like, I think I've found something here. There's a niche in the market. There's these people that are getting left alone because people think they're doing amazing, and yet there's so many of them that need to talk to someone who's not going to sexualize them, who's like, for me, like, I've never had trouble getting girls. Yeah. So when I'm talking to you, I can talk to you as a human being. Yeah. Whereas your whole industry is unfortunately based on men not doing so. Yeah. My friend was telling me she's escorts, and she was saying literally she's on dating apps, and she just said she's just like sick of it now, that every single time she matches anyone, as soon as she tells them what to do for work, like what she does for work, she obviously wants to tell them, because she don't want them to think, like, obviously you don't want to waste time speaking to someone because you're not going to quit your job for this person. Well, girls have, but like, if
like she said she'd rather just tell them, and then after that they're changing the topic straight away, like, oh, because they're thinking obviously, which I get because I know how men's minds work.
Yeah, and it's just how the world works, and this is what a lot of the clients that I work with, I'm very real and upfront.
Yeah.
I don't tell people what shoulda, coulda, what they hope it would be. The unfortunate fact is most men, when they hear what you do, they're not going to accept it and not be happy with it. So I tell the clients, make sure that you're happy in what you're doing. You understand it might limit it, but as long as you know reality, that you can then deal with it. So I'd be even saying to your friend, like, yeah, you've chosen this path, stick on it.
Yeah.
But by stick on it is stick with the choice you've made. And if there's people going to be that you want that may not want you back, rather than get disappointed, just understand that that's how the world works.
Yeah.
It doesn't necessarily change your value as an individual, as a person. Whether it changes your value in the dating market, that's, again, I'm guessing you've lived with it beforehand. I know you're obviously in the situation now, but it's tough because there's, like I said, there's some beautiful souls that are gonna unfortunately get judged for what they do.
Yeah.
It's part of life.
Yeah, and like I think going back to what you were saying as well about like the social media thing, people lot of like see things from an outside perspective, because I remember like a couple of years ago, like, well, my life's not been amazing the past like year or so, but it's definitely I feel like I'm in a better place with myself, because a couple of years ago, like I think at the time, like obviously my page was smaller because we're growing all the time, but like I still had quite a few followers and stuff, like to a point where people would probably look and think that like, oh my God, she's got such a great life, she's on holiday all the time, la la. But it's like, it's never like all like fun and games like that. Like you're not gonna put stuff on the internet that's gonna make people think you're like a downer and stuff. Like I've noticed whenever I put anything on, I try and avoid as much as possible putting anything negative on the internet, because I just feel like people are the first to be like, oh my God, she's so miserable. And it's like, so you kind of feel like you can't say that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like, if you've not got a support system in your life, like what are you going to do with all that stuff? Like, because that's when it starts to bottle up inside you, and that's when it gets dangerous, really. So it's like, it's
Sanchez
exactly. But that's what it is, obviously, like what you're saying. It is definitely like, I can see why there would be a gap in the market for that, because there is so many girls like, because I know how it feels, because I have been in that situation, to just be like lonely. You've got no one to turn to, because like who's gonna come and when it like, and it's the same as like if I ever say to my friends like, oh, I'm skint, they're obviously like, you're obviously not skint. But there are times still to this day that I have zero in my bank account, because I have a lot of outgoings. I have like people that do things for me behind the scenes, like helping me with this. Like, obviously I do this podcast, like I don't do this by myself. I have people that help me with this. And by the time I've paid out all my outgoings, and if I say like, oh, I'm skint, but that's another reason people are like, oh no, you're saying like, and I'm like you're obviously not skint. I'm like, no, what I really am, and they're like, oh, but I feel like I've just had to teach myself.
That's really good to say that, by the way.
I feel like I've had to like teach myself now not to let it get to me, because like people, and I know that my friends who do different jobs do talk behind my back, because one of them told me before when they fell out about stuff like, oh, she's claiming she's skint, how can she be skint when she's making that much money? Because it's not just as much as I wish it was all this money for me to keep. Sadly, that is not the case.
And plus you have to remember people, they don't know your life, they don't know what you're going through. And I say this because a lot of stuff that I do with my clients, especially in the adult industry, is I help them with business plans, with how to save their money and how to spend it.
A lot of girls, sorry, I didn't interrupt you then, but I was just about to say, because this is so important. I've been majorly stung with this myself. I have to be money savvy now. This is why I'm so skint, because I'm always putting money away into like investments and stuff for if shit ever hits the fan again, I'm covered. Good. But back in time, I didn't know any of this. I didn't know anything about accountants. Like my accounts for the first couple of years doing OnlyFans were a mess. I had the worst accountant. I'll publicly call them out because she's absolutely shocking. Do not work with Caroline from Infinitas. She is, no, I swear, this
Caroline, I don't know smoke, but you sound like you deserve it.
Honestly, she's so bad. But the thing is, they started off being a really good company and she was really professional. Yeah. And I think that's just what happened. Everyone just caught wind. Everyone was like, they wanted Caroline. And then because they had that much clients, like they just couldn't handle the volume, and everyone, we're all in like a group. Yeah, we're in like a group chat with all of the like lower percentage OnlyFans girls that are like networking, and in there, like obviously because all the girls in there make good money, and I think they thought, oh, we can they were charging us like £300 a month and weren't even doing our accounts right. I was with them for a year, so obviously I've given them thousands for them to, and then I ended up having to pay over 10 grand in fees back to HMRC because they fucked up my accounts.
Wow.
But anyway.
But something, by the way, the fact that you're openly talking about this is so good. It's living and learning.
Yeah.
I say you never lose, you either win or you learn.
Yeah.
And that means, one, you're not going to make that mistake again.
Oh,
Two,
yeah.
anyone else coming in the industry that you're taking under your wing or you can let them know the importance of it. Because again, you have to remember, OnlyFans came out of nowhere and it put a lot of money in people's pockets that had never seen it before.
Oh my God, that is exactly it. Like, that was exactly what happened to me. I'd gone from, like, yeah, I had decent money being a stripper, but, like, when lockdown hit, it was... Because when you're a dancer, like, I was thinking, oh, yeah, I don't really want to do OnlyFans full time because I'm making decent money as a dancer. But then when it got to lockdown, I didn't have a choice. I was like, I've got no club now, so I'm going to have to do this. And then I started to realise, well, oh my God, I can be on my phone, like speaking to multiple people and doing all these things from the comfort of my own home that I'm doing anyway. Well, yeah, to an extent. Yeah. But, and then I'm like, so all of a sudden, I've just put all my time into OnlyFans and it just went boom. Yeah. Like, well, that's how I felt it did anyway. But I was like, I'd never, that kind of money to me, I was like, I remember thinking, I'd see girls, like friends of mine, like Elle Brooke, for example, she's doing amazing. And I remember looking at her, she was telling, oh, she's amazing. I was speaking to her the other day and just thinking like, I remember looking and thinking like, oh my God, imagine, and this was when she was just starting out. Yeah. And I was like, oh my God, can you imagine like if I can even get half of that? And then like now, and now I beat myself up when I'm not like, it's just ridiculous. I think, but that going back to what you were saying, when you're like not used to having that kind of money and all of a sudden you just got all this money in your account, you're like, and you do think like, oh my God, this is going to be around forever. It'll last forever. This vagina's going to be here forever. So the money's going to be, of course, but you don't think about it's going to get oversaturated. Once people start catching wind, like they want a piece of it as well, which I get, because why would you not? If you've seen, all you see on the internet is, oh, so-and-so's making grands and grands a month. Why am I slaving away in an office? I want to do that. And then that's how, and then they start making thousands, and then they'll like, and it's just, that's why it's oversaturated. And I get why it is. But anyway, speaking of being oversaturated, I was going to say, this leads us on to it's with the USP. I learned a new topic. Topic. The USP.
A new terminology.
Yeah. I'm trying to move this into, I'm really struggling with this. I'm trying to move this into our next topic, which is kink. So I was, badly transitioning that from one to another, but we move. So let's talk about kink, because you're obviously wearing a very lovely kink merch today.
Yeah, indeed.
So let's start with what I kind of was getting at there is like, what makes kink like in an already oversaturated place where there's all these different platforms, there's OnlyFans, there's got whatever else. What makes kink special, and why should people join?
So, for those who don't know, kink is an app, and it's a platform, and it's basically here not necessarily to rival Instagram, but it's to fill a gap in the market. And I explain why I've kind of attached myself to it based on the life coaching and that side of it, of the support. And Instagram is probably the biggest dating app, that one of the biggest social tools that is in the world right now.
Yeah, definitely.
But unfortunately, there is limits. And with these limits, content creators that are posting things that kind of draw people to their pages, they're always at risk of getting blocked, of getting banned, based on whether it's nudity or rules or trials and tribulations. And I know so many content creators that have built their entire network on Instagram, and there's a thin line, and the line's constantly changing depending on the rules, depending on what Mark Zuckerberg wants to do when he wakes up in the morning. So if you're a content creator and you've got a couple 100,000 followers on Instagram, and one day that's gone, that's your entire network vanished in an instant. Definitely. A lot of the time, sometimes never to return again. So Kink App kind of saw that and was like, right, this is not fair. The adult industry has been around for millennia, been around for forever. Yeah. It's not going anywhere. It's probably only growing and expanding, like you said. So how can we build something in which people can feel safe to know that you can post whatever you want, anything from head to toe, from as vulgar to as innocent as you want, and you know there's absolutely 0% chance that you're going to get banned. Obviously, there's hate speech and everything else, but other than that, you can feel free. And that's where Kink comes in. Yeah. And it's that balance between a social media app where it's OnlyFans is kind of specific. You go on there, you know, it's done great. It's been a successful app, but it's quite specific where you go for. Where this is a lot more sociable. You can get paid for likes. You can get paid for what you post, and you can communicate. You can chat. It's something that they want you to kind of go on, just to naturally network, speak and chat, as well as have the ability to make money from your products, which is whatever you choose it to be.
Yeah.
It does have the kind of adult arc to it, but you can actually do whatever you want. And it's basically trying to be a safe space. So Paul and Jen from King Car, people that I've met through my networking events and really cool events and stuff. And we kind of bonded just in general about business. Paul's got a really cool business mind.
Yeah.
But what I liked about it, the reason why I'm kind of behind it is since I've started coaching people from the adult industry, I didn't like a lot of the stories that I found where people were taking advantage, from photographers to booking agencies to collaborations to even some of the big platforms where it's tough for them to reach out if they've got payment issues. If you've got a problem with your page, if something goes wrong, it is still very much quite distant. But something that Paul kind of said when he was telling me about it without me prompting was it's about the user.
Yeah.
It's all about the user. It's about how you feel, how you can operate. Do you feel supported? Do you feel at ease? Do you feel at peace? Because again, as much as I'm sure yourself makes it look amazing from your content, you know, to be able to pull yourself and drag yourself into a bikini, into your sexual clothing, to pull yourself into that frame of mind, your mindset has to be right. And if you're doing it with a thought that this could actually lock off my whole thing, or you're doing it where, okay, I don't necessarily feel supported, that's going to make it harder. And that's where, when Paul told me about this, I was like, right, it's, you know, again, growing with the adult industry in a way that the adult content creators, their mindset is kind of supported. And that's what matters to me. Like, people have got their issues or people have got their opinions on the adult industry. My perspective is I'm not here to tell people what they should and shouldn't do. If you're doing it and I realize that you need support, I'm going to find the best methods for that, and Kink value that.
Yeah, that's good then, because that's obviously like the main thing that you need when you're dealing with like people in this industry is a non-judgmental approach, obviously. So it's good that you obviously clearly have that. And what you were saying as well about the support is really good, because I've been in a situation with OnlyFans, and I do think they're a great platform, obviously, like, they're just so hard to get through to. Sorry, OnlyFans, if you watch this. I always try to make sure, please don't delete me off that. But no,
it's positive feedback.
No, it is positive feedback, but I feel like they just don't care. But because a lot of my friends have been had situations where they've had the full account deleted, and so what happened to me is I asked them I was changing one of my pages. I had 2 free pages. I was changing one of them to a fully paid page.
Yeah.
So I didn't want any freeloaders on that. So I messaged them saying, "Oh, hi, can you please take off all the free fans off this page?" They took that as taking the free fans off both pages. So they deleted 100,000 fans off my page, and I was off my main page, which is a free page. So my business method on my free page is it's mainly a volume.
Yeah.
So I just have loads of people on there for free, and then when I go live and stuff, I've got more people to tip, and then but on my other page I wanted that to be more of I post stuff on the wall, people can just come and watch it as and when they want, but obviously I don't want the free guys on there. So that's just how I was what the hell. Then I messaged them back. I was getting some bullshit AI response. I mean, this decision is final, blah, blah, blah. And I'm I'm sorry, I'm not I might as well just delete my page now. I've got no fans. What am I going to do? And then I emailed the support, but it wasn't until I emailed, I had to get a list of one of my friends who'd also been in some situation, get a whole list of all these mad emails. And then I said, see what I mean? This is already a huge chore for something that should be so simple. And then after days and days of having no fans and stressing about my life and crying, then they finally emailed me back being oh, this has been, the fans have been reinstated. The member of staff has basically said the staff had got in trouble.
Okay.
And that because on all my messages, I am begging, give me back these fans. Yeah. Because some of them obviously are people who've followed me from social media, etc. But a big portion of them fans are through promotion that I've bought, paying other girls for shout outs. So it's not only have I lost
in the
exactly.
growth.
So, and I've had, like I said, I've had my OnlyFans for a long time. So these are it's a lot of fans. If I was now, if you do a guaranteed gain, it's wherever a girl will share a girl. Say if I buy 100 fans from another girl, they'll share my post until my link has had 100 clicks, because I can see it from the other side.
Oh, okay.
So it's kind of you know what you're getting, but you pay $1 a fan these days. So that was literally 100 grand's worth of fans.
Yeah, essentially.
So I was
also, there's people that let's say if you used to start again, even from now, if
Oh,
you
yeah.
want to zero and start, there's probably people that you're never going to get back.
Oh yeah, definitely, because it's like some of them people like might have joined my page like years ago and then just might have not logged in for a while, but they're just having it like ticking away. Like, and they're not even going to notice I've gone. So I'm like, oh, I was having a nightmare, but I did, like I said, manage to get it back. So that was good. But at what cost? After days of thinking that my life had ended, like crying, like, and I think for the percentage that they take it again on OnlyFans, I do apologise if I'm coming across a bit.
You've made a lot of people money, but
oh God, what am I even gonna say now?
For the percentage, is it worth?
Oh yeah, so like
should be.
I was working out like when I was going through my statements the other day, and the actual amount that I've given to him is insane. And I'm not even like the top on that. Like I do all right, but I'm like there are definitely girls that make more than me and that do better than me. So I'm thinking like they must seriously be every single day millions, billions.
It's incredible. And again, I come from things from non-judgmental, just from a business standpoint. It's a subscription type service or percentage service of something going well is a brilliant business model.
Yeah.
When it works well, because the content creators are doing the work for you.
Yeah.
They've built the platform and you guys make it happen for them, and it is brilliant. The unfortunate side of it though is the bigger it gets, the less technically they have to care.
Yeah.
Because there's many people to be like, okay, even if you have a complaint, okay, cool, are you staying or are you not? Because there's someone else. That's what's unfortunate.
It is as well. And I think like I moved to a different platform for a while. Well, I actually started off on a different platform. Okay. Because I'd seen OnlyFans around. I had an OnlyFans, but I kind of didn't, because I was dancing at the time. It was I didn't really have many fans. It was not really making me money, so it was just there in the background, like it making like $10 a month or something. But like, and then I went on a different platform, and that was good. But the one thing that no platform is really gonna ever be able to compete with OnlyFans is the traffic. You like, because OnlyFans is OnlyFans now. Yeah, like, what is gonna come along and overtake OnlyFans? Like, I don't think that's, obviously you've got like your other kind of platforms like Pornhub and whatever, but that's a different service like to what OnlyFans is. So I think like I'll be very surprised if another company comes around, like along. Other companies are coming close and they're doing numbers and stuff, but they're not doing that kind of numbers.
Again, from a business standpoint, if there's, I don't know, let's say, let's use £100. Let's say there's £100 out there for businesses to have. Let's say OnlyFans will take £50 of that because they're just dominating the market.
Yeah.
If someone comes in and takes if 5 other companies come in and take £10 each, turn that into let's say it's £1 billion industry.
Yeah.
And there's, half of it's going OnlyFans. There's still a lot in there. So
no,
even if you're up and coming or if you're new, I think that's why. And that's where the nuances of how apps can differentiate themselves and have USPs, it's still worth getting into it. And I think that's the thing. Yeah, you're right. I think no one will ever beat OnlyFans because they were one of the first and the best at branding and marketing. But the business is only growing. No,
I agree with that. And what I was going to say as well is when I spoke to Paul about kink and he was giving me some info, he was saying that he kind of wanted to like emphasize that they're not trying to like take over OnlyFans, but as mainly like something to have alongside OnlyFans, so that you've got, because like I said, OnlyFans is huge. OnlyFans has got the traffic from all over the world that's like it is that like we just don't have here yet. So it's good to like have that, and a lot of the people as well will maybe find you through that, subscribe to your social media or whatever, and then like see what else you're doing like on like other links. So and as well, because of what happened, I think a lot of girls now don't just want to be on just OnlyFans either, because of what happened when they were going to ban the porn, because at that point everyone was like, well, what the fuck are we going to do? Because like no.
So from a business, this is what I always say as well, because you're in it, if you're going to do it properly, and that means you need to have not necessarily even multiple sources of income. But I always say this, so I've got my own website for the 10K Club, because I always say to myself, I try to wake up every day and say, if Instagram was to perish tomorrow, if Mark Zuckerberg said Facebook and Instagram's done, if Elon Musk said done, if TikTok that's meant to be getting banned is done, have you spread yourself so you can have people here, there, and everywhere? Yeah. And one of the reasons why I started the 10K Club is because you sign up to get any of the member perks. You sign up to get discounts. You sign up to get entry. You sign up to get first notice of stuff. So I've now got email based. I think I checked today. It's 739 emails.
Wow. Okay.
Which means if everything social media dies and me and you was to put on a party or an event, I can press click and I've got 739 people.
Yeah. Oh, amazing.
And that'll never go.
Yeah.
So that's going to continue. I want to get 1,000 by summertime, so y'all help me out. But this is like you said, with the other apps, it's because one, yes, it's got different benefits. Two, how the interface as well, because again, OnlyFans, you do your thing. But I feel like it's quite a weird app to go through. Like, I don't have it, and I've never used it from a user perspective, but of course my clients have it. We've gone through it, and I've gone through their pages, and I've helped them out on the aesthetic of it. It's not necessarily like appealing. It's not like Instagram is one of the best apps to use.
Yeah,
that's why it's the best. I can go on it and scroll for time. Even TikTok is a bit weird.
Yeah, I don't really use TikTok as much now, but OnlyFans, I don't like. Do you know what? The other week, like, so they all, again, OnlyFans, so ripping into OnlyFans, they have quite a lot of glitches, which obviously, if you can't send out a message, especially if you've got like a large volume of fans, like it can take ages to send a message anyway, but sometimes, like, I've gone to send a message and I've checked back after 4 hours and it's not sent. A DM, like, can take like 4 hours to send sometimes, and then obviously when it's glitches and stuff, and like when I'm replying to people, sometimes it's then sending out my message from earlier and it's not in real time. So then, like, I could send out a message being like, oh hey, like, unlock this, blah blah blah, but then I'm chatting away and then that message is like coming through like halfway through. Like, it's just a nightmare. And like when they came back and they was like, oh, it started working again. Do you know what the reason was? That we'd all lost so much money because we couldn't message, because they were bringing in like a streak feature. So now if you go on every day, and they did it before, like they changed the font and so like they had like 5 days of downtime, and when we came back there was a new font, and I'm like, and that, like I said, that's just me. Like all these thousands of girls were all in the same boat, and then. Like, we do get annoyed sometimes, like, when it's literally days of downtime and you come back to what? A streak's got... I don't want that. Like, I want money. Like, I want to get my bag, not a fucking... Gia has been online for 365 days, which that's all it's going to be, because that's my life. So, but yeah, it just seems a bit pointless. I feel like there could have been better ways to invest that money, but oh well. Moving on from that, hopefully Kink's features are a bit better than a streak. So definitely. What are some of the features? So one thing I wanted to ask is about the likes. You say you get paid for that. How does that work?
So basically it operates similar to Instagram. So the more likes you get accumulatively. So if you can be a creator or an affiliate first and foremost, and then if you're a creator, it works on the amount of likes you get, and it works out a percentage that you get paid.
Right. So
even the subscription's different. So rather than subscribing to individual content creators, you pay just a one-off subscription fee.
Right.
And then you have access to all the creators. Okay. And in that way, individual content creators, how they make more money is the more followers they have, the more likes that they get, the more comments they get. So basically every interaction, which is kind of like Instagram, because how you get your post put out there to the Instagram algorithm, the more likes, comments, shares, and saves it gets. Okay. Whereas this is worked out from how many you get, the amount of time people are on the app, and the revenue that you'll get from it, a percentage will go to you.
Ooh.
So I mean, it's kind of cool.
Yeah, it does sound cool. I'm not sure my head understands it yet, but I'm sure my brain will. I take a while to understand things.
Onto the Kink app, and it explains it all in full. But yeah, I mean, it's something, like I said, it's very much I'm behind it, because it's more from the coaching side of it. I do like how they're very much caring about the content creator. Yeah. Like I said, it works in all walks of life. I found it in football, being an ex-professional footballer myself. A bit like the money thing. People get lots of money at a young age. People are in this industry. People think they're all okay. Not enough people check on them. So this is something that I'm looking into as far as football agencies and football clubs, getting onto them, making sure they're supporting their people. It could be in workplaces. I've worked for BBC. I've seen so many different industries in media where people don't get the support. And I kind of just fell into the adult industry, where people are not getting enough support. My thoughts on the industry itself, my thoughts on kind of the ins and outs of it are totally different. It's the fact that if people are doing it and not getting the care, that's what I care about. And like we've already touched on, there's so many different people that are within it that are seemingly okay on their surface, but and I'm not happy. Yeah, and
it's a lot of same like with like reality TV. I'm not saying that like OnlyFans are celebrities, but when you are showing your arsehole on the internet, like a lot of people are gonna follow you, and like they're gonna want to know what you're doing with your life. Like they're gonna want to send you messages. They're gonna like, and it, like people as well. Like they think like, oh yeah, because you've got so many followers, blah blah blah. Like you're not how can you be lonely? But it is again like it's like It's not real interaction.
Real.
And like these people that follow me, like this was another reason I wanted to start this podcast so that people that follow me can see more what I'm like
as a human,
and I'm not just like ass cheeks on a screen. And
because like, it's tough. Because here's the other thing. Again, I always keep it real. I'm glad you've done something about it, because a lot of people feel your way, but then I tell them, but that's all you portray to the world. They do just see your boobs, ass, and vagina.
Yeah.
If you want to show more, then feel free to show more. But also, don't be upset if that's all they view you for. Don't take it to heart, because that's what you're showing and you're making your money. Cool. But if you want to do more, then do some behind the scenes. Show people this. That might not progress you monetarily, but it also might, because people buy from people.
Yeah, because like when I set up this podcast, I would never set it up to like think like, oh, like I might make money and stuff of it. I never ever thought I'd get like sponsors, and I actually turned away. I've had a few people like offer to sponsor, but I've turned them away because I'm like, I don't really want to like. I'd rather than moving the podcast to something that's like, I want to keep it about what I set it up for. So like I wanted to. When I started this podcast, I know, like, from obviously being in this industry, the amount of so many different, like...
characters.
Yeah,
people.
And, like, things... Like, everyone who is, like, dealt with the adult industry has got the wildest stories of, like, things that they've come across. Like, everyone's face when I say this, oh, well, I'm going to make you tell us the best ones. So get thinking. But, yeah, I kind of feel like everyone was just, like... Me and all my friends all have these wild stories and stuff, and like I know another thing, like the misconception, people tend to think a lot of girls who like do OnlyFans are like, oh, a bit snobbish, up their own arse, and like that could not be further from the truth. I feel like most people who do sex work are down to earth, because you kind of have to be like, you're putting yourself like in a vulnerable position on the line, and if you're like not accepting of other people, then it's kind of like in glass houses you shouldn't throw stones, that kind of thing. So I think most people are like friendly and stuff, and like, but I don't know where I'm going with that. You know what I mean, don't
you? because of how it's portrayed, and a lot of times you kind of have to be confident as well.
Yeah,
so people don't necessarily see the
definitely.
vulnerability, but it doesn't mean that you don't have it. Like I said, one of the first things, Elle Brooke is a perfect example. I did some content film, not that content. We did some funny YouTube content together, and then we talked for about 20 minutes after, and she's literally the most down to earth.
She really is. She's
talks
lovely.
about life, and it was like. But then obviously I posted the picture on my Instagram of them lot with Arabella as well. She's lovely.
I've not met her, but
she's literally both of them two. She's proper funny. We just
I watched her series. I really liked that. Do you know the OnlyFans one that she did, the like dating show?
Oh, okay, no.
Watch it. It's really good. She did how I was really impressed with how she put it together as well. It's really good. She It's like she's like the host. It's a bit like Love Island. She's like the host, and she gets like OnlyFans girls, and like they do like dating in a house. But it's really good. You'll have to give her a watch.
Put the link in the bio. You shouting out other creators.
Shouting out every girl I've never met her, never spoke to. I don't even follow each other. Like, well,
big up.
Hi.
So yeah, and this is the thing. Like, I've been very much blessed to be able to meet some cool people, and for whatever reason, I always tend to get below the surface.
Yeah.
Like we get to have really cool talks where I know most people won't be able to see this side of them.
Yeah.
So I'm like, right, if you can. But then even with her, she was so like, yeah, but I'm me. Like, if people just want to see me as a body, that's cool. That's on you. Like, this other side of me, the people that need to see my fun side and my banter and stuff, they see it. And I don't get, and I really had kind of admired that attitude. But it was also like, yeah, if my clients or even people, I just think, it'd be so cool if people see you for more than that.
Yeah.
But then it's also like, as long as you're happy and the people you know and you love around you see that, then also what do you have to prove?
Exactly. That's it. Like, I used to think a lot of the time, like when I first started doing OnlyFans, because I was very like my content. I know some people, Elle especially, said when she started, some people, so when you start an OnlyFans, you either start one of two ways. You either like trickling in or you're just going straight in. I know Elle said she started off with like full-blown porn. Yeah. Mine was like the slowest transition ever. It was like one foot, one nipple, like, maybe two, maybe I'll show a chin, like, the full face is out now. Oh, it's just all out now. Yeah. I'm having a gangbang and a travel lunch. So it's like, but yeah, it was definitely like a slow transition. Oh my God, my brain does not work. Where was I even going with that? Yeah, well, yeah. Anyway,
the travelogue sent your memories back. So we're talking about seeing kind of like the other side, and obviously if you do go in like that, and this is what I always be real with my clients. Like I say, I always let people know that unfortunately the sex industry is going to have its misconceptions. It's going to have its judgment. And the one thing I don't like though is when people in the industry try, not necessarily fight against it, but like try to act like you don't understand it. Like, understand people are going to view you that way. It's the unfortunate truth. So just make your choices and understand what's going to come with it. And then you can live a lot more freely. Yeah,
do you know, actually, we were talking earlier, weren't we, about like misconceptions of OnlyFans, and I got up a list.
You got some.
So we'll go through this list because there's a couple of these things that are kind of relevant to what we've just been talking about.
The conversation rationalizer. Let's go through these stuff.
So this is an article that says 13 shockingly false OnlyFans misconceptions. There are a lot of false accusations about OnlyFans that need to be cleared up. So let's scroll down. The first one is OnlyFans is an easy place to make a lot of money quickly.
No, unfortunately it's not. Unfortunately, there's a small percentage of people that actually make a considerable amount of money, especially nowadays because it's very much oversaturated. You can make a lot of money, but it also depends on what you're willing to do. A lot of people, again, there's kind of not cringe mountain or shame mountain, etc. It's the people that make the most money now that it's oversaturated, especially, have to do more. If you're not willing to do more. And that's only the sexual side. Of course, OnlyFans, you can use it for yoga, for baking. It doesn't have to be sexual, but that's the context we're talking about. Unless you're willing, like if I'm a subscriber and I've got A who's showing X amount, might have a great body, but showing X, and then there's B who's got a brilliant body, who's talking to me, who's giving me this service, who's speaking to me like I'm the only man in the world. Yeah. Where's my X amount a month gonna go? Yeah. So then it's very difficult. So yeah, a lot of people, unfortunately, especially now, don't make the money that is perceived. So.
I think I think the average earning for OnlyFans now is like $100 and something a month. I think it said like that's what like, and I think like you said, if you were just like, my advice to anyone who's just starting now, because when girls like message me and say, I want to start OnlyFans, give me my advice, I just tell them to, like, my advice is don't do it. Like, but they probably look at me and think, oh, well, you would say that. Like, but for like, I started a long time ago. Yeah. When I started, like, I was putting tit pictures on Twitter in like 2011 when it was, do you remember, Did you used to go like old school Twitter? Well, yeah, like in the Chelsea Fergo days. But do you remember like Nuts Magic Monday and Zoo? Do you remember Zoo magazine?
Oh, Zoo magazine, yeah.
They used to do a thing called like Zoo Twitties, which was you used to like send them a picture of your tits, and Zoo would retweet it. And then there was another one, Nuts Magic Monday. Okay. So I used to send my titty pictures into Nuts Magic Monday on Twitter, and they'd retweet them. I think I got to like 10K on Twitter, like, quite early in like 2012 or something. But back then, like, if you had 10K on Twitter, that was a lot of followers. Like now I feel like, because I don't know, but I would like on Twitter, I think because on Twitter there was so much porn on there, and like when everyone's like obviously sharing it, guys just go down and go, oh, click, like, and just follow everyone who's got like flesh. I think it is, but I think they're kind of trying to rein it in a bit now. Like, I think they're trying to, I don't think it's got, so? I genuinely don't think they're going to keep it on there. I've completely abandoned my Twitter now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it just sits there, and I'll post a picture on every now and again.
The point you were making is, you're right. So I think if you used to say not to do it now, let's really break it down of why it's true. It's because the market is totally different. You have to look at it from a business and analytical standpoint. It is very much saturated. It's unfortunately not the greatest time to get in. It's like a stock market. But you have to see when it's best to get in and get out.
Yeah, but that being said, I think it obviously, if you already have say if one friend comes to me who is like never done anything social media before, they've not really got a lot of followers, like, I hate to say it, but now it is down to that, because if you start an OnlyFans now and you've got no followers from day dot, you've not really got anything out there already, like, how are people even going to find you for a start? Like, and second, like, what makes you so different to all these other girls who are just starting off now? But like, if you've like, I don't know, been on Celebrity Big Brother or something, they won't be a Celebrity Big Brother then joining in. But you know what I mean? No, if you've been on anything, and then you've already been on something, you've already out there, and you say, oh, I might start an OnlyFans. Yeah. Absolutely do it, because you've already got people who are waiting for you, who are like, they've seen you on TV, they know who you are, they want you to do it. Yeah, because you've already got an audience. But if you're just coming out of nowhere thinking, I'm going to start an OnlyFans, I'll be honest with you, unless you're confident that you're going to give it your all, and that you're not going to be bothered when all your family and stuff find out, because they will, like, nothing's ever secret. You can be anonymous, faceless, people are going to find you, like, they are going to find you. So You need to be fully confident with the fact that you might lose all of that. You might risk anything that like your future job career's gone. And
partners, friends.
Yeah, and people are going to look at you differently. It's a lot to put on the line without knowing that you're going to
be successful in it.
Be successful. When I did it, it was a lot less of a risk at the time because there weren't that many people doing it. It was kind of like, I can start doing this, and I'm like straight away. It was like, wow, like, oh, she's naked. Obviously, I know people have been doing it longer than me. I'm not saying I was the first ever person on the internet to get a tits out. But
for example, I remember when YouTube. I was in high school when my friend Jagjit, shout out to you, and I should have listened to you. He was like, "Yo, have you heard of this thing called YouTube?" And I was like, "What?" He goes, "People put up." This is literally how it happened. He went, "People put up videos on there." I said, "What for?" He said, "For other people to watch." I said,
what for?
I said, "Why?" He goes, "I don't know. You just record and put videos on." And I said to him, "That doesn't make no sense. Why am I going to watch other people just doing stuff?"
Yeah.
He's like, "I don't know, but it's cool." And then he was like, "Sanchez, you should do it. I'd watch you." And I was like, I ain't watching myself on YouTube.
Oh, no.
I did one little video and I was like, I'm not doing it.
Oh, no.
If I would have done that, it would have been KSI type levels because when I say this guy, he was so in tune. We was in CIC, which is City Inside Centre, whatever it was. It was a computer centre with like music studios, whatever. And he was like, yo, YouTube, it's a new thing. It's going to be sick. It's a similar thing. If you got into YouTube, is now its own entity.
Oh, it's huge.
But whereas if you got in back then, even if you wasn't the first, if you got in early, that's where you would have been one of these superstars. Yeah. Same with something like OnlyFans. Except like you said, OnlyFans has got lots more risk. So I can't remember what exactly the line said.
It's for something like it's a place to easily make money.
Yeah, and that's the.
But that's not saying like obviously, the odds are against it, but that's not to say that if you start OnlyFans now that you got like, don't let me be a Debbie Downer on it. If you want to get your tits out, hon, you do you. But just know that there is a lot to put on the line for potentially not earning it back.
I think you're giving sound advice from a good experience. I think
because it's not all fun, like, and it's not the same as going back to what you said. Like, not only is it lonely, there's a lot of people who have opinions on what you do, so you get a lot of hate, a lot of trolls. Yep. I'm actually quite lucky. Touch wood, please don't troll me, but I actually don't get that much hate. I don't really get a lot. I must be quite likable. I don't really get that much hate.
Yeah.
But I've seen some of my friends get bad hate, and they'll send it to, and I'm like, could you even be asked going out of your way to like ruin someone's day that much? And like, but people, I think a lot of it. So, oh my God, someone messaged me on Instagram the other day. I put this on my close friend's story, but someone messaged me. So someone ordered some panties from me.
Okay.
I sell panties if anyone wants to buy. And I've sent out this package. I sent out a package. Sometimes they prefer not to give me the name for obvious reasons. So they just send an address and I just send it to the address. And I've sent it to this address. And then a guy has messaged me on Instagram saying, this is, no, actually they didn't say that. They said, hi, a package with your card, because I send them, like, when I send my panties, I've got like a little business card and it's got a QR code, which has got my like social media and stuff on it, in case they want to follow me. It's got to be done. I got to get the word out somehow through the post. But yes, they put, so she's obviously scanned the card. It's took her to my Instagram, and then she's like, it's the girlfriend, of course. She's put,
oh Lord,
who's basically the message was something like, you have shipped this to a family home. I demand to know who has ordered this. And I said, well, if they said, I've opened a package with, because obviously it's not had a name on, they've just opened it and it's been the panties in the card. Obviously the girlfriend's opened it. And I'm like, well, I'm not going to tell you. I said, if it's been posted to the wrong address, then I said, obviously, like, I'll have to double check it with the person, but you can just like disregard the parcel, just bin it. It's obviously been sent to you by mistake. Sorry for the mix up. And then they're like, no, you need to tell me right now. I have a right to know who has ordered these to my family home and all this shit. I'm like, listen, hun, like, it ain't my fault if your boyfriend's online buying my knickers. Like, but even like, I'm like, if it's been a mix up, just get rid of it. But like, it's like, you need to tell me the name now. So I've got a feeling the guy has been in trouble before, and the girlfriend's gone for a little snoop. This is the final
straw.
And gone for a little, not gone for a little snoop, because I think the panties have just come through the door. Either way,
basically, and this is what I say. I try to deal with reality as much as possible. Yeah, your man ordered some knickers.
Yeah,
like that's in how I wouldn't be even doing all of that. Like if I'm the woman, I'm like, yo, this is not like a random Amazon mix-up.
No,
this is something specific.
No, yeah,
and you've done it like. I wouldn't need if I'm her, I'm not trying to contact you to get.
Yeah, because what? It's not my fault that your boyfriend. And then she started going on and on and on. And then I put, listen, you could just been. Well, I put. They were just going on and on and on. I just put like you. I obviously apologise. Like it's not my fault. Like that's all I can do. And try telling. And I put if they weren't for you, then they weren't for you. Bin them. And try telling my girlfriend that. So I was like, hi, so and so's girlfriend. Please bin my panties. Like, I don't know what else they expect me to do, but I do get it. Like, because it obviously, we've had a conversation like this before on here. Like, what you'd do if you found OnlyFans on, like, say if, like, as a girl, I found OnlyFans on my man's phone. Like, would I be bothered? And I was like, oh, yeah, but I think that is next level. Like, if I found out, like, that a partner had ordered another girl's knickers to the house.
Yeah. Yeah, again, there's levels. If you found like he was on
getting
corn,
over to an Amazon box,
yeah. If you found like he was on corn, fair. That's one thing. If you find out OnlyFans is a lot more. That's a lot more specific. So that's like, But yeah, the fact that you're going out of your way, a conversation would need to be had. If I was the girlfriend, for sure. But like, and listen, I'm again all about reality. If I'm her, I'm like, okay, am I not satisfying you? Is there more that I need to be doing? Is there anything? Is there any kinks? Is there certain things that kinks? Is there anything that you need me to do to stop you from doing this? He might just say, no, I love you. I love the sex. I think it's amazing. But I also like variation. I'm a man. So a lot of times people don't. This is again in life coaching. Yeah. I tell people what the real is. You can't come to me with something and I'm not telling you what the situation is. Yeah. I'd be saying, if she came to me and said, yeah, my partner has ordered these knickers, I'll say, listen, well, you need to just be open and honest. Is this a fetish? Is this a kink? Are you satisfying him? When's the last time you left a pair of knickers in in his gym bag when he goes to the gym and when's the last time, what's your sexual life? So I'd look into it from that way, but this is all from the first one. Let's go on to
oh my god, yeah. I'm gonna try and see what the best ones are. Let me just have a quick scroll through.
Even if I can just smash through them quickly.
Well, there's only 13 on the list, so I'm just gonna go through and find out what the best ones are, because there's some of them that we don't really need to talk about. This one just says OnlyFans is just a porn site. We've already talked about on like that you can do yoga on there. Not that anyone is, but
you can do a lot more, and it's also the personal. With on the porn sites, you don't have the personability. Obviously, that's what OnlyFans provide.
Yeah.
Next, let's smash them.
This is a good one that we can talk about. You have to show your face to be able to succeed on OnlyFans. But I suppose like we could just take this as in the adult industry in general, really. Mm-hmm. So what are your opinions on whether you have to show your face? It's like what we were saying before, like a lot of the thing why people buy into OnlyFans is because it's personal. Like my personal opinion is I wouldn't be a faceless creator because I don't feel like a guy who I'm chatting to would be able to like. But that's not to say that there are girls who are faceless who are killing it. But yeah, what's your thoughts?
So for two reasons. So to be successful, I think people will want the most access to you for kind of, for lack of a better term, bang for the buck.
Yeah.
Again, the personability to be able to, whether it's videos, whether it's looking into you, showing that they're paying and they're seeing, the full amount of you is definitely a great way about it. I know that POV and all these things are quite successful as well. I would probably say, though, if you can find the balance, because I think a lot of the times people that I spoke to, the reason why they're faceless is because they do care about when they jump off the horse, when they come away from it, when they do get into relationships, when they're able to try and wipe the slate clean or wipe away as much history as they can. Faceless allows them to do it. So even if there was an air of, I heard you've done it, or people kind of know it.
No face, no case.
To an extent. So when you talk about success, some people will measure it by, am I able to come on this platform, make a lot of money, then come away without it denting my kind of, reputation. Yeah. That's one success. But as far as, if you're again going full on it, people buy from people. They kind of want to see you. So yes, you can be successful, but if you're trying to really, not necessarily tug at heartstrings, but have that connection with people, you're going to have to show your face. Yeah,
that's the point. But I feel like, personally, I wouldn't be able to be faceless just because, like, they'd know it's me. They'd look at me and be like, is that Gia Clarke?
I can see the tattoos. That's definitely
is that Gia Clarke with a sword between her tits? Definitely is. Oh, God. Right, let's see what else we've got on here. This is kind of like what we were talking about before. Only celebrities make any real money on OnlyFans.
No, not true, because there's so many different versions of people. You've got from gothic to like, you got the innocent girl. There's so many different kind of characteristics you can have that people go for in sex work in general. Celebrities are, the one that comes to mind is not the Woe Vicky, but what's the girl that was on Jerry Springer.
Oh my God, the Catch Me Outside girl.
Catch Me Outside.
Yeah, oh my, her
18,
story is insane.
And then everyone locked in. So yes, she was a celebrity to an extent.
Yeah.
And then she just did it like you said. You know, if I don't know, put no one in it, but if like a Maya Jama, if someone did it, that everyone kind of knows, did it. That's a way to flux in it. But I think the majority of people, like you said earlier, are not celebrities, but they've maybe turned into it because, like I was talking about wrestling the other day, but I remember at one point in the porn industry, there were actual superstars. There were actual names in it, and it was a proper kind of industry in that sense. Whereas I don't think it is now. I think more people can become celebrities or become known from it. Yeah. But I don't think you have to be a celebrity to be successful in it.
No, definitely not. And I feel like it's like if your content like does well, like it's like you say, it is making people into celebrities, because when you're like, if you've got good content on the internet and it's gaining more and more views, like essentially what's different than like a celebrity's getting views, you're getting views, why are you then not classed as a celebrity if you're getting the same amount of like, what is it, like,
I think it's because of how it's measured. So I think to be a celebrity, you tend to have done something
notable.
Yeah. So whether it's been on television, being a world record Olympian athlete, etc. And this is where I do differentiate. And again, I tell a lot of my clients, people with lots of money and lots of views, like I try to bring people back to substance. Like even myself, I've been on Come Down With Me. I've played for
oh my God, that's my dream to go and Come Down With Me.
We'll do a mini one. We'll do a mini industry one. We'll see if you can cook.
Me and actually some of our OnlyFans go, I don't want to give too much away in case someone else watches it and steals it. But
something coming.
But something coming to do with Come Down With Me, and me and some other OnlyFans.
Has it been shot yet?
Not yet, but that's...
get me involved.
Oh my God, yes, come and do it. Oh my God. It's going to be called Come Down With Me, CUM Down With Me, and it's basically like Come Down With Me with 4 OnlyFans girls. No one steal it, copyrighted.
Yeah, copyrighted, big C. But yeah, I've done kind of stuff like that, and that's kind of how I've got my whereas I tell, again, even my clients, understand that you've got these followers from people that like to see you because of your physique, your body, or what you put out. So I tell them like a lot of my clients, especially, they're already humble, like you said. Yeah. But any ones that have not been, I have to say, like, you have to come back to reality where you've not necessarily done anything noteworthy. I'm not saying it's not difficult. I'm not saying it's not hard. I'm not saying it's not a psychological journey. I'm not saying you've not risked and put yourself out there. But as far as any kind of snobbery is nowhere near warranted, because like someone who's become a professional boxer, who's trained all their life, someone who's an athlete, someone who's become a doctor, lawyer, etc. That's taken, real blood, sweat, tears, academics, sleepless nights, etc. So that's where celebrities is one thing. And I'd say, like I said, most people on OnlyFans are not celebrities. They're just known. Getting into the term of influencers, that's become new. Yeah. That's where I'd probably say they are now, because they do have influencers. But celebrities would be like, people that have
I feel like I would have never classed myself as an influencer, but I think that's probably what category I'd fall into, because I do like I work with obviously companies that I feel like I've worked with Love Honey before because it's relevant. I've worked with it's mainly like sex toy companies, lingerie companies, because it's relevant to my brand. But I suppose then that does kind of make me an influencer, because I'm but it's just kind of maybe just a spicier influencer.
Well, no, again, from a business and a marketing standpoint, you have got people that follow you. Yeah. You will have a demographic, even if majority is men, but it's not. A lot of times it's quite balanced between men and women. So if I was someone and I had a brand and I had a product, would partnering with a Gia Clarke bring more eyes to my product, bring more clicks and bring more views, bring more sales? Yeah. If the answer is yes, then you're an influencer. And I think people kind of put it as influencer has to be someone that's speaking outright and being the technical marketing. No, it's not. But I do understand. It's a bit like when people say who's the greatest boxer ever. People would say Floyd Mayweather based on stats. Yeah. But then they'll say Muhammad Ali, even though he lost, because of his greatness and what he did for the community and people. Yeah. So people say like influencers have to have like a bit like celebrity, something behind them. Yeah. But in this day and age, again, keeping it real, it's 2024. If you've got an outreach of people that with one click of a button and you're getting 10,000 likes and you get 700 comments, and then people will click on the whatever's in your bio or in your story, then you are an influencer. I think even with this, what you're doing with a platform, you're going to be influencing the people within the industry. Yeah. Because people will go, okay, well, Gia's been successful. I'm going to listen to what she says.
Oh,
So you're an
people
influencer?
do think that.
Do some research, see what people think. But
well,
yeah,
I'll have to let me know in the comments.
influencer.
Am I an influencer?
And again, it don't mean a positive influence. It could be a negative influencer.
Oh,
but
yeah. Well,
but
all
you an
feedback
influencer
is
welcome.
Yeah, good or bad. Let me know.
Let's keep going.
But yeah, we'll do. Let's do one more from this list, and then we'll go to the like agony aunt question. Oh my god, this is nudes every time I like swipe off and up. Right. Okay, this is a big one. This is probably the biggest misconception of all. Okay. OnlyFans isn't a lot of work and is easy.
Right. So, again, we'll keep it 100 reality.
Yeah.
Where people get this from is because you're using something that's a lot of times God-given, universe-given, whatever you want to say, is your body, your attributes. And this is where the men and women debate comes in, because men typically can't do this. Percentage of men on OnlyFans are a lot smaller. Yeah. Because women, technically, without going to anything, you've got things that men will pay to look at. Yeah. So that's where people will look at it and go, it's easy because it doesn't necessarily take skill. Where I allude people to is, okay, that's fair, but to actually be successful in it, it is hard. It's difficult. It takes a lot of brain power. It takes a lot of man hours. It takes a lot of concentration, a lot of logistics to make things happen. Sure. It's not easy to maintain. It's not easy to pull attention from other places, and it's not easy to be consistent. The mental strain it has, the financial gain, of course, is there, but again, we've already established that's for a small amount of people that really get enough financial gain. People get enough financial gain to get by, but to be, really rich, it is difficult. Yeah. And it's hard. It is like a hard day's graft. It's not necessarily like labor. That's what I was gonna say before. Like people think because it's not because I'm not up a scaffolding for fucking 12 hours a day, or people think it's.
But I think a lot of qualifications that people have, though, are transferable into OnlyFans without realising. Like, if you've done, a business management course, then you're going to be, because it is a business that you have to manage. So, say if you've done, a graphic design course, then that'll help you with, because, you do a lot of, flight. Obviously, everyone's got Canva now, so no one needs a graphic designer anymore. But
even still, so, for example, if with my company, the 10K Club, we do social media management, we do content creation. You're right, people could do it on Canva. But one, they won't do it to the same standard, and two, it's not easy. The stuff that I do when I'm building someone's social media account, I will put a post up. You might put a post up. Let's say there's A and B, again, universal, different universes where there's A that does it by themselves and B that has a content creator and a manager and is successful. A can put a post up and done and reply and whatever. B, when we're doing it, is posting. You get 5 comments. We're jumping straight on them. Yeah. We're replying to the comments. We've made sure the post has the right hashtags. We've checked to see what hashtags are actually relevant to the post. We're then sharing it to the right places. Then when people are replying to it, we're then going, okay, cool, look at the trends. How's this working? Analysing it. So the next post, we're not just doing it willy-nilly. We're looking at what the time frame, the reaction that it's got, the response time. And then when people respond to that in the DMs, we're then in the DMs. Yeah. So if this person posted saying, hey, we've got a new menu out, and then this one posts it as well, and this one gets a DM said, oh, I'd love to try the menu sometime, and then you've gone on with your daily life, kids, partner, life, job, then they're not getting responded to. This is it's a lot of work. Same way yourself as OnlyFans, when you're getting those messages, that's not yet turned monetary yet. You have to work, you've got to talk, you've got to communicate, you've got to get.
That's it.
It's a lot, and that's the side that people don't see, which is understandable from the outside, but having kind of seen behind the curtain, it's not easy. I think
that is guys that I've dated in the past as well. Every single one who have come with and they've been oh, blah, blah, blah. They've all said to me, every single one, wow, I literally just thought you sat on your ass all day taking pictures, but it's not like that at all. Because I think people forget that because we're not in an office at set times, that we're not at work. But the truth is, your life is at work. So when I wake up to the second I go to sleep, I'm at work. I'm always at work now. But it's a good job. I love it. So I can kind of I'm fine with always being at work because I love what I do for work. But it is
I've seen a quote, and it says, imagine I stopped doing my 9 to 5 to be an entrepreneur and I end up working 24/7.
Literally, I've seen that, and
like,
it is the most relatable quote ever, because it's like, and especially because of OnlyFans is so like, well, just this kind of industry in general is just, it's not just England, it's everywhere. So like,
Time
if
zones.
Chris in Australia is horny at fucking 12 o'clock, then Gia has to be online to help him bust all hours round the clock. So that's why, like, literally as soon as I wake up, I'm like on my phone. I'll be like, I feel like, when do I ever sleep, to be fair? And like, it is a very demand, like, when people think it's not a lot of work, like, and like I said, I've got dancer friends who have gone, oh, I want to try doing OnlyFans, and they've joined it and been like, right, I want to go back to dancing, because while you're at work there, that's it, and you go to the club, make your money, and go home, and then that's it. Whereas on OnlyFans, you just not. There's never, it never ends.
There's still some anonymity to stripping. Like, I know a lot of people that do it that are, like, again, a lot of other people don't know that they do it, because you can still kind of, you can live in Leeds and do it in Manchester.
That's what a lot of girls do, because I've danced I've danced in Leeds and Manchester, and both in Leeds is full of girls in Manchester and vice versa. You don't really get like girls like from the area really in the clubs that you work in. Like, most places that you go, all the girls in there all drive from wherever, because they don't want to be in an area that, like, because some girls as well, their boyfriends don't even know that they dance. Like, some girls will be in it and they're like, oh, I can't let what if my boyfriend's mate came in and they found out? I'm like, how does your boyfriend not even know that you're a stripper?
Yeah. Because this is the harsh side of this industry. Again, I always say it to my clients, where they understand that the perspective that a lot of men will take.
Yeah.
Like, I wonder, in your situation, like, a lot of people in this industry that are they in relationships? And then
so like, I think a lot more than what you see on like the internet. I think a lot of like people,
it's just a happy relationships.
But they do, like, I think a lot of people as well, like, monetize from being in relationships. You know, like, have you seen Jess and Mike Miller? They're a couple that do OnlyFans, are really successful. Summer and Mark, swinging couple, they amazing, like, absolutely smashing it. Loads of like couples are going in as a couple and getting successful with their couple accounts. And like, I've actually got a duo boy-girl couple page if anyone wants to join it with me and my fuck buddy. But I feel like some people like that content, some don't. And that's on my page, I kind of have a mix, because the fans that, like you said, were all the like, the fans that think like, where it's more of like a deeper relationship with them, if that makes sense. So like, those kind of fans I've found don't like boy-girl content. And then,
because they want to feel like you're just for them to an extent.
So that's what I do. Like, I do have a fully solo page, which is just all solo content, and then I have a boy girl page, which is with my fuck buddy, which is just all mine and his content, and then I have one other page, which is like a mix of it all. Okay. So there's kind of like something for everyone. So then
for people, so for women in the adult industry, let's say their partners that are not in the industry, are those people that struggle? Because I think one thing that needs to be, again, I always hammer home that, again, if people do find relationships, then brilliant. But we can get into the kind of the high value men situation type thing. But it's like most men, if they had the choice, would probably want someone that's not been in the industry.
Oh yeah, I
try to make sure that the girls do understand that the men that they probably want may not want them back or want to take them seriously back. And this is where people kind of go, what? But a lot of the clients that I work with now that understand, they go, that makes sense, because let's say if it was my son or whatever, they'd get it. And this is what I do try to make people aware of. Yeah. Where, because I know like you lot have funny talks and getting, if you find a good man, would you quit? And he asked you to quit, would he quit?
Yeah, oh God, I don't know about that.
No, but I hear the both sides, in which, because you're already in it, it has to kind of be worthwhile. I'd probably say if before you have started, if you find a man that will take care of you and financially, etc., that'll definitely be the better route to go down. But if you do find someone that you do believe is high value and they want to settle down with you, I would probably say that would be the better route, because it does get tough. Like, a lot of my clients are lonely.
No, they are. And it does make sense, and I get it. But a lot of like relationships I've found, the guy is like, most couples that I know that do OnlyFans, well, like the girls that I know that, so say in a situation where the boyfriend's not doing OnlyFans, so he's just in the background, not like the couple's account where it's just the girl and the boyfriend's in the background. What I've found is 99% of the time it's the boyfriend that's actually the pushy one who like wants the girl to do it, and he's like like being like, oh yeah, like the boyfriend's the one who's like running around doing all the stuff, helping him think of ideas, like helping him do this, that, and the other.
So when
pushing
they're in
him.
it, they're all in.
Yeah, kind of. So like a lot of the girls that I speak to that are in relationships, and I say like, oh, how long have you been with your partner? It's sometimes a mix. Sometimes it's like they've been together like for however many years, and like halfway through but it's always he suggested it. It's always like, oh, he said, why don't you make an OnlyFans, babe? Or like to help us get money. And then it's like obviously started taking off the boyfriend's help, and then they like run it together, kind of like not so. But do you know what I mean? It's obviously the girl's money, but because they've like he's helping her build it up, so it's kind of like their thing together.
Are they usually successful though? Because
I've had other friends in the past who've been like, oh, my boyfriend wants me to stop. Like one of my close friends, she made an OnlyFans. She only made it like last year. She didn't really do that much with it, so she was on there, but she weren't like smashing it out and doing like loads of like taking it really seriously kind of thing. So when she got with a boyfriend and he was like, delete your OnlyFans, even I was like, you might as well just delete your OnlyFans. Like if he wants you to delete it, you're not exactly like what. Like for what you could potentially gain, there's no point keeping like that going on. But
that's really good that you said that, you know.
Obviously, if if I had a partner that said for me to quit, I'd be like, dummy, like absolutely not. Like,
why not though?
Because I am the breadwinner, and I know other job can give me what OnlyFans can. That's the bottom line. But like, it's like you were saying before about doing another thing. Like at the minute, yeah, I do the podcast as well, and I do OnlyFans, but I don't want to just do with this all my life. I feel as much as I do love it, like nobody wakes up and thinks, I want to be a porn star like all my life, because I feel like you kind of need to do other things as well. And I know you DJ as well. I started DJing about a year ago, and I'm not as far with it as I'd want to be. But that's just because, again, like it's just time. Like I don't want to just start it. Like you said, people who would like do the difference between like someone who is like an influencer and celebrity is if you do something like notable. If I'm gonna be in that category like of an influencer, I'd want celebrity category. I don't want people to just look at me and think, oh, you just like get your ass out online, when I know that there's more to me than that. And like I'm like, well, what can I do that I actually truly love that is not like different, like that's like a little bit different, and that I can actually step me away from the industry. And it's like, I don't even want to get paid for DJing. I just want to do it because I just love.
See, because you can, what you touched on before, because you've got influence. If you got into
and
DJ
that'll
properly,
help. Yeah, exactly. But that's why I don't want to leave it too long. But at the same time, my thoughts are on the whole thing. Yeah, there's a lot of money to be made in DJing, but I don't want to do it for the money. And it's at the minute, the level of like DJing that I'm at, it's not going to even touch the sides on the money that I'm making doing OnlyFans. Now, while I'm young and in my prime, like I'm not going to be making this money on OnlyFans forever. Whereas like music is timeless. Like I'm always going to love music. I'm always going to want to DJ. So now is like my time where I'm like getting my bread, getting myself financially stable. And like DJ equipment's not cheap. Like I couldn't afford all these fancy decks without the pussy money. So it kind of like you have to, and like I always wanted to DJ, and I would have never been able to like, but that's it. Like now I've got my foot in the door. Like I've got like DJ friends who were contacts, like big name who I could probably like when I do get further with it, be like, oh, you have my song, like listen to my track and stuff, and that's like. But I wouldn't have had that without OnlyFans. So
because I was gonna ask that, because the unfortunate truth is, when women make a lot of money, sometimes you do price yourself out of the market, because like you said, if you're the breadwinner, if you want someone to, because women are hypergamous, I don't know if you've heard this before.
No, I don't know what that means.
It's basically like women through biology want men equal to them or above them. Same way, like you said, you'll struggle to find someone who's can be the breadwinner in your situation. Yeah. So sometimes you price yourself out of. It could be a good man out there, or in average or above average, but there's nowhere near touching that. Like it's only footballers and other people, and unfortunately, those other men who are on that caliber tend to not want to settle down. So it's a tough balance. But in where you're at, if you could do life over again, would you change it? Because I understand that what you've done has opened many doors, and you've got great potential to now finance the things you want to do. Yeah. But in the same breath of, like you said, it's tough to find someone on the level financially. Yeah. And this kind of thing. Would you?
I don't know. I don't know if I'd change anything, because I feel like the way it's all worked out now, it's kind of gone how I wanted it to go. Okay. Like I think when I was younger, I always knew I wanted to do something like to do with music. I wanted to be a singer for the best part of it.
Have you got a voice?
Probably not anymore, but I'm a shower singer. I'll sing in the car. I used to love singing. I used to be in like musical. I was in all the high school.
What's a song?
What do you mean? What do I sing?
Yeah. What do I sing? Are you an Adele? Are you an Alicia Keys?
Do you not? Right, I fucking get this all the time. Oh my God, you look like Adele. Do you think?
Not
well, I either get Adele or tattooed Margot Robbie. I'm definitely here for that one.
Not bad. Okay.
I either get tattooed Margot Robbie, which I'm fucking absolutely call me that all day, or Adele.
Okay,
Hello.
Hello from me. See, my Adele song's All I Ask. I don't know if you ever heard it.
I don't know how. Are you going to give us a
God.
sing? Give us
All I ask is if this is my last... Basically, if this is my last night together, if me and you were together, and this is the last... Like, we've probably been toxic. We're probably going to break up, but we're going to be together. Say, if this is our last night, let's do it and make memories. Let's hold me like this is the last time you're ever going to have me in your arms.
Oh, I love
it matters
that.
The last line is, it matters how this ends, because what if I never get to love again? So, yeah, all I ask. But if you can sing that.
We'll have to listen
yeah.
to that in the car.
But, okay, so singing was one of your strong suits.
Yeah, I used to love singing, and then I was a bit of a loner as a child. I was a bit weird, so I used to, like, do my own thing. I used to sit in my bedroom for hours. But my brother used to be in a band, so he used to, like, hand me down all his instruments, so I used to sit and, like, learn myself to play. I've pretty much learned myself to play, like, every possible instrument.
Way.
Well, I can play piano, guitar, and drums.
To this day?
Maybe not as good, but I was thinking about buying,
level?
because I want to get into music production next. That's my next, like, now I can finally like DJ. I actually never wanted to DJ. I always wanted to do production, but my friend who's teaching me was like, you can't really do one without the other. You're going to need to learn to mix.
Nicely.
Yeah, and I'm glad that I did learn to mix, because now I'm like, I wouldn't have a clue, like, with the songs, obviously, like, breaking down the songs, I now know what, like, things are and what, and before, like, even, like, with my speaker quality, I've recently got some new speakers, and I'm like, before I wouldn't have, like, known the difference, but now I feel like, now I'm learning more about, like, speaker quality, like, what different things do. Like, I feel like if I'd have just gone straight into music production without that knowledge, I'd have been like, oh, okay. But, like, this is what I'm starting, like, now. This is my next chapter.
This is cool, man.
And I'm fit. Well, thanks. Well, I hope so.
You can tell you're passionate about it. And
I really am, and I love music.
Since doing the life coaching, and since, especially, like I said, I do all industries, but especially in the adult industry, my aim is for the content creators to not lose themselves.
Yeah.
And if they want to show more of themselves.
Yeah.
Because there's depth, there's culture to so many different people, and I get this industry's tough. I get this industry's gonna always have its stigma, it's always have its stereotype. But if you can, bring a little bit more humanity to it, then and help people's mental health. 'Cause at the end of the day, there's nothing that is worth people deleting themselves or doing anything like that. So as far as everyone with their negativity, people, it affects people.
Yeah.
And like even in this scenario, like, in a year's time or a year and a half's time, when you're DJing at IB for Rocks,
oh my God, I hope so. You'll have to plug me.
I'm a patting you.
It's like, I know this DJ, but oh my God. So do you know another person I get told I look like? This ties into this. Have you seen? Do you know who Fleur Shaw is?
No.
Let me show you a picture. She's a DJ. Like, this is another amazing compliment. She's stunning. But so when I go to IB for, right, the amount of times people stop me. This girl came up to me in Ocean Beach. She's like, "Can you come here and tell my boyfriend that you're not Fleur Shaw?" And I'm like, let me show you, because she's got the tattoos as well. We've got various. Well, I'm like, I wonder if anyone like in IB goes up to her and is like, "Are you a porn star?" Like,
I've seen your.
Are you Gia Clarke, the porn star? That's her Instagram. She is 10 out of 10. So thanks to anyone who mistook me for that beautiful human.
Fair.
But yeah, I think.
Oh yeah, okay, because she's got the neck.
She's got the same tattoo
blonde,
as well, and same colour hair. And I love her music as well.
Really
so I'm
pretty.
like, I feel like I am just like Fleur Shaw from Wish right now.
oh, okay. She's got drip as well.
Yeah, she's sick. I love her.
She's stunning, man. But yeah, she's doing her thing. Yeah, that's a decent shout. Do you know who I get told I look like? And by get told I look like, I got told this once and I've hung on to it.
Oh my God, who?
Michael B. Jordan.
I don't even know what he looks like. Show me a picture.
Michael B. Jordan, and when people see this, they're gonna absolutely laugh their heads off. But to be fair, someone actually made pictures of us two alike, and I was like, okay, I kind of see it. But no, it's like back in the day, when I used to have Platz's one. So
let's have a look.
It's not like
okay, I see it a little. You've got the same smile. You've got like a nice, like, happy smile. I love that. But yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, you're being
it's not a mirror image.
It's not. No, it's not. And I used to have a bigger tash and stuff, and I'll take it for sure.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Hold on to them horns.
Right, I'm gonna be ants.
Yeah, let's go.
So
with
we're
that.
gonna help the world.
We've got one question, but it's a biggie. So let's go on to that.
Cool. This section is called live coaching. This
Yeah,
is
it
here
is
in Agni Ant.
real life coaching from real life coaching from a real life coach. Right. Oh my god, I actually did get two because one of them I just thought was
We're
like
gonna smash them out.
Okay, let's do these two. So one of them's more like okay. We'll start with the bit crazier one.
Okay. Oh lord. Oh.
My partner, 26, really likes to watch porn / hentai. Is hentai? Is that? Am I saying that right? Is that it's like the anime? I think.
Yeah. I don't want to say Japanese or Chinese or whatever or Korean, but it's that kind of. Yeah.
Right. And so, okay, she said, I gave the okay only because he was always stressing that it's just animated porn. It's fucking funny when I laugh it off and let it be. Why be a hypocrite when I truly love watching it myself? However, the issue lies in how it's just been delivered to me. He asked for the okay to download Reddit just for the porn, but there's cosplayers, real life women, and all of their soaking wet close up, big booty, big titties, looking sexy as fuck in anime outfits. I know he loves that shit, and I really wish it didn't bother me, but why stress to me that it's strictly for anime porn, but he's looking at live women? I never thought I'd be insecure over something like this, but sometimes it makes me feel like I'm not enough for him sexually. He drools over me literally every time we get wild. But then my negative thoughts float back to this dilemma. I think more so because he's very possessive over me and I love that, but it's not playing fair like this. Okay. If only the roles were reversed, he would hate this. Yeah. Blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, basically, what are your suggestions for this couple?
Cool. So most insecurities come from lack of communication. Yeah. So evidently he's proposed this. He says, listen, this is my thing. I like hentai. I'm here for it. Now, his communication is that he's doing it for the anime. Yeah. Which means if I'm telling you I'm going to the shop for chocolate and I come back and I say, actually, I'm having crisps, sweets and all this other stuff, you're like, whoa, I said you can go and get some chocolate. Yeah. Mrs. has obviously said, yeah, anime, not real human beings. Yeah. Cartoons, go do your thing. Yeah. I've now found out it's not what you advertised. Yeah. I didn't agree to this. So then, again, I'm always very realistic, no matter men, women, or what side it is. Yeah. She's in the right. Yeah, she is. You've come to me with a proposal. I've accepted the proposal being hentai cartoons. It's come to find out there's pure, real women on there doing up the most. I didn't agree to that. So then, from her standpoint, it shouldn't be I'm insecure or what do I do? It should be like, whoa, we didn't agree to this. Yeah. You need to let me. Is this what you actually want to be doing? And if so, then I'll say yes or no. Then we go from there. Yeah. So for him, she's given him an inch and he's taken a mile. Definitely, that's what it sounds like, really, isn't it? And that's where a lot of problems cause. And listen, I've been there. I've been in ups and downs, and I feel like how I operate going forward, where truth is the best thing. He should have been honest. Yeah. It's either he actually did just want to watch hentai. And it developed. Slipped, yeah. You've got to come back and say, babe, I can't lie. I'm on this site. Yeah. There's hella hentai. It's fire cartoons, Dragon Ball Z looking like 1010. But then, boy, there's actually real women dressed up. And I can't lie, I'm feeling it. Yeah. What's your thoughts? She might have been like, she could have been like, actually, no, because it's real women. I don't feel comfortable because now that's a bit, like, you can't go and shag a cartoon. But no, this is a bit different. Yeah. So I don't feel comfortable. And then he has to be like, my bad. Happened once, it will happen again. Yep. So that's where communication, there's always a timeline. There's always a timeline of where it goes. You can see it's easy where it went wrong. He said this, she said okay, he's gone off the track. Yeah. You either have to pull it back or if his intention was to do it in the first place, he's gone in bad faith. So all she needs to do is say, listen, I'm not comfortable. That's not what we agreed to. Let's reassess it. Tell me exactly what you want. Do you want to continue with them? And then I will tell you how I feel, and then we'll go from there. Yeah, I do think, like, it is, like, he's just been given an inch and took a mile, isn't it, really? Like, he's obviously, it is not what agreed to. Yeah, I fully agree with what you said. I've got nothing more to add, really. Let's see. This is a live coaching. I'm telling you now, we get to the bottom of things, man. We do reality over here. Okay, and then we've got one more. This one is from a guy, yeah. Why am I so afraid of making it official? I've been seeing / dating this girl for about a month now. We get along well. We have a decent amount in common, humour, interests, etc. The possible issue is that I do like her and being around her, but at the same time, I feel like she may like me more than I like her. As bad as that may sound, I think it scares me to have someone really like me for some reason, especially if I'm not matching her level. As a struggler with anxiety, my mind tends to work in absolute extremes, i.e. if we make it official, I have to marry her eventually, etc.
as opposed to making it official, but then at the same time taking it slow and steady, exploring the possibility of marriage and not the absolute pressure to marry her. I also think I'm afraid of waters I've never swam in before because I've never had a girlfriend. As mentioned, I do struggle with anxiety and overthinking, and I do go to therapy for them. But I'm interested to hear everyone's thoughts of encouragement. These are from Reddit, by the way, guys. These are not random.
Yeah,
people,
I mean, if you want to find some more, I'm loving these, by the way. This is right up my street. So yeah, he's basically answered all the questions within that. So evidently he's got anxiety. Evidently he's overthinking. Evidently he is looking too deep into it. And like you said about the waters he's not swimming, I was going to say, I wonder what his relationships have been in the past, whether it's been detrimental or he's not had them.
Yeah.
Just breathe, first of all. Take it back to basics. The natural progression. If you found someone that because the title is Women Choose Sex, Men Choose Relationships. So evidently he's considering choosing the relationship in the sense of, okay, I'm going to commit to you. So then she's ticking, obviously, the boxes.
Yeah.
So it sounds like you've kind of got an idea of what you want to do. There's many issues that could stop you from taking a girl serious and making it official. I was waiting for what it was going to be. That's not one of them. I think relationships truly thrive. Like I said, what I said before, women are hypergamous. You technically want the best that you can get. And it's down to biology. Let's say if you're going to have kids, you want them with the tallest, strongest, most financially stable, charismatic. You want to feel safe, secured, and catered for. So if she likes you more than you, that's the natural dynamic.
Yeah.
Because she's going to go, oh, I'm looking left, right, and center. I'm getting dicks from everywhere. But this is the person I want, and I'm infatuated with you.
Yeah.
That's what you want.
Definitely.
So
yeah.
when I was waiting for the issue, but I'm like, no.
I think he knows he's issued. By the sounds of it, I think he knows, but he's just waiting for other people to tell him.
Yeah. So my advice would be, don't be scared. If she likes you more than you like her, obviously you like her a lot, but because again, women, when a woman's got someone that they love, respect, and admire, and ticks the boxes, a lot of the time, majority of the times, they're not gonna cheat. They're not gonna go elsewhere because they feel like they've got the best person.
Yeah.
So if she feels that about you, then bro, you're living.
Yeah.
I think it's more on your side. Like you said, once she does commit and she sounds like she's gonna be all in.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid of the progression because it should happen naturally, and also you're still not bound to being married. Like, just enjoy being exclusive, enjoy being together, learn each other, grow with each other. And again, even what is marriage nowadays, that's not even necessarily the end goal.
Yeah.
So stop overthinking of the finish line and enjoy the journey. You've got someone that actually likes you a lot.
Yeah.
Just embrace that. And because with that comes safety from loyalty, likelihood. That's one thing with men. We want to make sure that our partners are loyal to us, not making us look stupid out in the streets, all this other stuff. And it sounds like she's going to do that. So relax, bro, and enjoy it if you like her.
No, that's good advice. I feel like, again, nothing more to add. All pretty much covered.
Yeah, I think like people would die for that. I think one of the things, especially for men, and I know they use the term like kind of like high value, but this, if you're a guy in this day and age and you don't struggle getting girls, you've got the upper hand in the dating market. So if you find someone that ticks all your boxes and they're infatuated with you and you feel like they're going to be loyal and thing to you, they're so powerful. So again, I don't know where you are in the dating market as far as you as a
well, he
person.
said he's never had a girlfriend, didn't he?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That's again, I was just going to say, I reckon that's a big part in it because he said he's got fear of waters, he's never swum in, and he's never had a girlfriend. So I do get why that would be. Like, how did it say his age? Let me see, because usually they put age.
But it sounds like it's going to be a good first experience if she likes you a lot, and it sounds like you potentially might messes up just by your overthinking.
Yeah, and that's like, you can be your own worst enemy and things like that. Like I've definitely done it before, like when I was younger and thought the grass was greener and made mistakes and like cut people out of my life thinking that I could find better and then ended up regretting it down the line.
What, as in partners?
Oh yeah, when I was younger I used to like, one of my first boyfriends was like just so lovely to me and just like couldn't do enough for me, and I was just like,
well, let's dive deep into that a little bit because this is a real thing. So again, I'm always unrealistic. What was he not doing then? He
just weren't like, I feel like he just didn't, he was doing too much. That's what he was doing.
Yeah.
I think that it can be like not too much a turn off, but like I'm quite like a big character and I like to be independent, and I am very independent. And I didn't really like I kind of want like my partner to have a backbone and like not be like, yes sir, no sir, 3 bags full sir, and I feel like that's kind of what it was, and like everything I said
I'm glad you're saying it because this is again, it's unfortunate when, because women like to an extent a lot of the attributes of footboys or of
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. Confidence, bravado, charisma,
Yeah.
all these things majority of women want. Yes, they say they do want someone that's sensitive, kind of all this other stuff. But like you just described, someone can do everything for you, and then that's why, like he says, the girl has to like the guy more.
Yeah.
So you've obviously like, oh, he worships the ground I walk on. But you can do that, but also still be the man. Like I can still treat you like a queen, but I'm still the king, and you know that I am that guy. And if you're not, it can get misconstrued. And then I'm guessing, let's say you said you went elsewhere, I don't know if you cheat or whatever, but there might be someone else that's just hanging, his dick swinging. I'm like, yo, I'm that guy. And it's like, what? Like, people, like, yeah, women are attracted to that shit, man. Confidence is attractive based, again, on the hypergamy. This guy's got status. Like, this guy, how he went about it, if he's like, well, how's this guy going to protect me if he's oh.
It was literally, and then when we split up, that's what kind of confirmed it to me, because he was one of them that I was literally saying to him, like, right, I don't want to be in this relationship, and he's like, no, like, you need to stay, like, you don't know what this is going to do to me if we split up, like, and then I was and then he's like, and then, like, I was like, right, but you wouldn't have to understand that I'm not happy in this relationship anymore. Would you rather, so I was like, even if we do get back together, I'm not going to be happy. So I was like, you need to know that. Would you rather us carry on this relationship knowing that I'm not happy? And he's like, yeah.
Yeah, fair. Because the other side,
and I was like, what?
The other side of the life coaching that I do coach a lot of men, and I kind of get them to understand how the world works. And that's another thing, like, it's very tough out here in the dating market. I don't think people understand, because I do a lot for men's mental health. The reason why the industry that you're in is so powerful is because, unfortunately, there's a lot of lonely men, and people don't understand. I don't think women understand how hard it is for men to get women. Like, I think that the last statistic was 1 in 3 men have had sex in the past year, haven't had sex in the past year, or have had sex in the past year, or not had a sexual partner, or not had sex.
Oh my
God.
God.
It's tough. I kind of botched that. So look, 1 in 3 men have not had sex in the past year, or once in the past year. Like, it's really down. Like, guys are struggling to get dates.
Yeah.
Guys are struggling to get past a DM. So it's really, really tough for guys. And this is probably why in that situation, it's hard for him to be the dominant one if he's not truly confident within himself. So that's why I always advise, again, my male clients to, get yourself in the gym, get your money up, work hard, be a good person, learn to be charismatic. All these traits that take a long time, because, the same way that OnlyFans is oversaturated, the dating pool, it's like 80% of men are invisible to women. The top 20% people, like, I'm not trying to say there's lots of attributes I need to work on, from financial, I'm not the tallest, etc. But guys that can just talk to girls are winning and cleaning up. And that's why, for people like him, it's, you can be Mr. Nice Guy. But if you don't have, like you said, the backbone and the confidence, it's going to be tough for you.
Yeah, and I think that's what you need, really. Like, and I think as well, like, it doesn't help that women's expectations, because of like Instagram, social media and stuff, are obviously a lot higher than what they were like 50 years ago. Women have seen like people getting like stuff like proposals as well. Like, proposals are nowadays obviously like a million times more extravagant, because 50 years ago there was no Instagram to show off to, like, it was just an intimate moment. Whereas now it's you and the rest of the world that's gonna see it. So it's got who can make the fucking biggest song and dance about the
Valentine's birthday,
all of it now, and it's got like social media. So now, like, not even just that, but to even be able to do some of these things, you have to have money. Like, these big things are not cheap. You have to hire out a sick location, fill it all up. Like, if you got someone to, I know guys get like events planners to go in and do all the balloons and stuff and roses, that's another like expense. You need to have money. And because women have now seen this and being exposed to this on social media, they're like, well, I want a boyfriend that's going to do all that. Why aren't you doing all that? And like, men do the best that they can, but I do completely get why it'd be hard for guys out there. And like, because
this is really refreshing, because unfortunately a lot of women don't understand this perspective, and I have to tell them. So like you said, because they've seen people doing it on social media, they think that this is the norm, but then all it takes is a bit of research to see what the average man makes.
Of course.
And it's tough. So the average man right now who would love and appreciate a woman is overlooked, especially because of social media. So average girls, and people get offended when they hear the term average, but to be average, that means most of us. Because they can get a DM from a Drake or someone else, they now think that's their level or their caliber. Or because women get attention, they mistake that for what is the real quantifiable, accurate way of measurement. So, because a woman's measurement shouldn't be how many DMs she gets or how many likes she gets or random comments from weirdos. It's how many men would actually wife her and take her seriously. Whereas a men's measurement is is how many women they can sleep with without the commitment, because both want each other's things.
Yeah.
And I think because of that, the average guy that works a 9 to 5 gets overlooked, unfortunately, when he might treat you like the best thing ever.
That's it. And I never like even consider like financial things when looking for a partner. Like obviously I want a partner who's got his own job and works and makes their own money. But like at the end of the day, like I don't think that like unless I like meet a footballer or someone, then they're probably not gonna match up to my income. So I don't kind of want to like, as long as they like, I just want someone like to work hard. Like that's my main thing that I look for in a guy. Like as long as you like, even if you don't have a job, if you're trying to get a job and like you're trying to work hard and like trying to help in other areas, that's enough for me. Like you don't have to be making money. Like I make my own money.
Do you want to debunk though?
Go on. What is you start there with your little grin.
Yeah. For how long?
Well, what do you mean for how long though? Because like I've always been independent. Like I've never really been a person who's like, I don't rely on men for anything, not for like emotional support. Like I've kind of just always got on with my own thing. If I have a boyfriend, great. If not, then that's fine. Like I pay my own bills. I do my own shit anyway. But like I feel like I'm always gonna be independent. And I'm always gonna like, if not this, I'm like whatever I do, I'm gonna put my mind to and succeed. So I'm like, I don't think I'm ever gonna need to rely on a man for anything.
I don't mean relying.
I thought you meant like from a financial point of view.
No, I'm saying how long would you support? So ambition is.
How long would I support them? Do you mean like if a guy had no job? Do you mean like how long would I like let him?
He's working hard or he's trying.
Well, it just
basically the truth is that ambition does run out. Like if someone's trying to get their music off the ground and you've got your boyfriend's a musician, and then a year or 2 years later, it's gonna get to a point that you're gonna slightly start to lose respect.
No, I get that, but it's like it's kind of going back to what I said. I'm obviously like now an aspiring musician, but I'm still working my other job, like, and I'm still getting my income, like. See if my boyfriend say if I get a boyfriend who's an aspiring musician, if he's just sat, like, I want to support you and get your music off the ground and stuff, but if he's just sat on his ass saying, I'm getting a gig, you still need to be working, like, in the meantime. I wouldn't put up with, like, obviously, I'd put up for, like, I've just been laid off, like, all this, like, for a short period, but, like, I'm not going to fully support someone's life, like, I'm not going to be a sugar mummy. I've made that mistake before. Will not be doing that again. I have been. Oh, my God, just.
The funny thing is, this is why, again, whereas men would.
Yeah, I get that. But like, I think it's different though. Like, I think a lot of men like want to be a sugar daddy. Like, from a men's perspective, like men do, like, oh my God, people like the username is sugar daddy, like, and then they have the men who like, have you heard of all like the findom fetish and stuff, like their whole fetish is just giving away money, and I feel like you don't really get women who are like, I just want to give away all my money to a random man.
I don't even mean that. I mean that's still a kink, and I more mean just as a normal man. I think it's built into us to naturally be that. Like I would provide for my partner till the end of time, and if you wanted to work, fair enough, and if you didn't, that's fine as well. Whereas the other way, it doesn't work as much. Same way, it's a bit like we have to understand what we're attracted to, and we're attracted to different things. Same way, your guy that was Mr. Nice Guy, but with no backbone and no ambition and no thingy, it's like, well, at some point this is gonna get a lot. That's
only for me though. Like the same guy is now like married with kids, so like obviously someone doesn't care about that. But like I think you just kind of have to find like your balance. Like I think because I'm so like, I am, and I know that's what I'm like. I think someone who doesn't like, obviously they don't have to fully match it, but like you kind of need to have a bit of oomph. Otherwise, I'm like, but obviously like not everyone does have the oomph, so he's probably better with someone else with no oomph to have no oomph babies.
This is the perfect example of what the hypergamy is. So you was here, and then he didn't match, but then he found someone there, and they match. So this person, But that's why I say sometimes, unfortunately, women price themselves out, but because people want someone, like I said, remember, on their level or above. Yeah. And that's what he's saying. If they're on my level and they're working hard and they've got another job, cool. Yeah. But whereas the other guy wasn't, so it's a tough industry for people to be in at times. But yeah, I do think like the last situation is the woman likes the man more. Men, get your confidence up, get your experience up. Yeah. Get your finances up, be able to, be the man and support. I think we've got, and we don't even need to get into it all, but the kind of like the gender role type thing. I think people miss the beauty in being yin and yang. Yes, in some attributes, things are more, it's like if I was to organise an entire party and get the balloons and get all this and stuff, but then used to bring the birthday cake and make sure the birthday person gets there. I've technically done more stuff, but doesn't mean yours are less.
Yeah.
You know, yours are still needed. And I think that's what in relationships, whether it is in you know, any situation, that people need to understand that we are different.
Yeah.
They are roles, but they're both needed, and there's beauty in both situations. So yeah, I think people need to stop being so hard on themselves.
Definitely.
To see reality for what it is, and understand that we're all human at the end of the day. I don't know how we got into that.
Amazing. No, I love that was a good little way to kind of like wind it all in. So thank you. Have you got anything else that you feel like you might want to add to a little sprinkle on the top?
Yeah. I mean, again, I run the 10K Club. It's a networking company, creative agency, social media, content creation, social media management, which has been brilliant. It's been amazing to help businesses not only get off the ground, but continue their progress and do the things that can take people to the next level. But the life coaching has been epic, from helping footballers who've come out of the game, up and coming or currently in the game, to help business owners, you know, to help them with their mental health and supporting them from corporate and financial world, to then the adult industry. It's something that I've fallen into, but I've found a love within it to kind of see that I'm in it for the people. I'm in it for the person behind the camera, the person behind the body and the skin, and the conversations that I've had with people that, you know, the feedback that's been so positive, and the fact that I've helped them to continue being the best version of themselves as a human. I've helped people transition out of the industry. I've helped people with their business plans setting up. I've helped people kind of motivate their why they're doing it, to kind of get their North Star again.
Yeah.
And people who never want to leave it and love it, and I've just helped them go, right, okay, cool. Well, let's help you throughout the journey. When bad times come or negativity comes, you can handle it better, because the world is a better place with you here than without it. So yeah, I
love that. That was cute. We're going to be full of wise words. That is our own guru. But yeah, thank you so much. Have you got any social media or anything that you want to plug? Let the people know where to find Sanchez Payne.
Yes, indeed. Sanchez Payne, spelled, just people always say that, dirty Sanchez.
We'll tag you in it anyway, so you'll get a little
Payne,
thing on your head.
10K Club. Obviously, Kink app, come and support and see everything we're about.
Yeah,
I'm saying, because I worked in IB when I told people my name's Sanchez, everyone's like, oh, Sanchez, and just speak Spanish. I'm like, no, my name's Spanish, and that's it. But yeah.
Oh yeah, and I was meant to also say on this that I now am also on Kink, as well as just OF. So yeah, like Kink is something that I'm gonna start like running alongside my OF. Who knows? It could overtake it one day. Let's see. But if you are watching this and you want to see what kind, I've not been like that the whole time. I was like, oh my god. If you do want to come and see what kind of stuff I'm posting on there, because as Sanchez mentioned, there are no limits to like the raunchiness that we can get. So it's kind of gonna be like a dirty Instagram. So yeah, I'm excited to get started with that properly. So make sure you come and check me out on there and subscribe and see all my stuff as well.
And I will be launching my OnlyFans and my Kink. I'm joking.
Oh, well, thank you so much for coming on, Sanchez. I really loved that conversation. That was loads of fun. And thank you for watching, listening, and all that other jazz. And we'll see you next time. Woo!
Stripped off pod, baby.